All right, folks, we have the latest bombshell breaking news update regarding the ongoing Epstein, Trump, Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino scandal, which is tearing MAGA asunder. Donald Trump himself has finally entered the fray, and he is panicked, and he issued a public statement coming to Pam Bondi's defense against MAGA, even as MAGA is criticizing her. And he goes so far as to lecture, excoriate his own MAGA Republican supporters for daring to criticize Bondi or to demand accountability regarding Jeffrey Epstein or to criticize his own administration. And the initial response from MAGA about this has been mixed, shall we say, at the least. They seem to be pretty pissed. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, let's jump right on into it. So Donald Trump finally says, what's going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We are one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't given up on the JFK or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we've had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. We're about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years, and we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, and we will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Cash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending month after month, looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen as they tried to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she's looking into as Attorney General, and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Folks, we saw his reaction in the cabinet meeting on camera. We saw how panicked he was, how he was raising his voice. He was visibly panicked, freaking out that people were daring to ask questions about Jeffrey Epstein. And this is the textual version of that. He is freaking out, lecturing MAGA. How dare you ask questions about Epstein, even though that's what you did during the election campaign, even though I knew that was something you cared about. You care only about what I demand that you care about. That is it. You have no principles. You have no objectives of your own. You do what I tell you to. You focus on what I tell you to. And he dares say that the left is imploding. Believe me, the left has its issues. But right now, MAGA is in free fall. They are panicking as a consequence of Trump's decision to shutter the Epstein investigations after hyping this up for years. Pam Bondi did, Cash Patel did, Dan Bongino did, and it's led to pure chaos. We're going to get into some of the responses here, but folks, it is not good. So let's take a look. Lev Parnas, former Trump ally, says, I told you, MAGA, Trump shut down the Epstein list and Pam Bondi isn't going anywhere. Now, what excuses are you going to come up with? Face it, Trump only cares about himself, not you. Caitlin Collins from CNN is reporting about this as well. We're going to get into some of the quote reactions as well. Trump throws his support behind Bondi in a rambling, incoherent rant. Big slap in the face to MAGA. And again, to people like Laura Loomer and Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon and so many others, just humiliating them time and time again. Listen up, MAGA morons. It doesn't matter who stays or goes. Bondi can leave, followed by Bongino and Cash Patel tucked under his arm. But you're never going to see the Epstein files. Trump can order that list released anytime. So you should ask yourself why he hasn't. Nick Sodor, a Trump MAGA Republican, responded to this. So let's look at some of the quote responses here. You have somebody called the literal title of the account is Retard Finder, and all he does is make fun of people. He says, "That's it. Okay, that's it. I'm posting Trump. Republicans just lost the midterms from this. Horrible move by 47. The Epstein case is a swamp-created distraction designed to derail Trump's America First agenda. Finally, someone standing up for Pam Bondi. Politics aside, she doesn't deserve the hate after all that. Not sure this is going to change much, but I agree with him in principle. The Epstein thing is in the main event. There are far more important issues. Hate to say it, but he seems to be changing the subject. Why? If there's nothing in there that hurts MAGA, why? What's the issue releasing everything? We need Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino to all do a joint press conference and tell us what's going on here. All three of them together in a room telling us the truth. That would be incredibly helpful right now because I, for one, am incredibly confused by this. This is like the vaccine issue. Trump just doesn't get it, but I'm ready to move on to more important things and accept that it is what it is and not participate in trying to burn it all down over Epstein. I disagree that Bondi is not doing a fantastic job. Sorry, but not seeing it. Nobody cares about what? Who is advising him on this? My God. So there are files or there aren't there? If there's nothing to incriminate MAGA, then I don't know, release them? How is he missing this really isn't about Epstein, but about who committed crimes via Epstein? Evidently, no one is above the law is truth when it comes to the Clintons, Obamas, Comey, and his daughter, Brendan. I'm very disappointed. I thought he would be different. Told you Loomer was a liar. Oof. Kind of feel like this is a thing you would only say if you'd been involved in trying to make Jeffrey Epstein die. So this is, quote, responses to this. Midas Touch notes Trump is scared, and indeed he is. Trump saying Obama and Hillary wrote the Epstein files and you shouldn't trust them. LMAO, this guy is all over these files. Trump posted an incomprehensible screed written entirely in authentic right-wing gibberish that tells us his Epstein-obsessed followers to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's see if it works. Want to know what it looks like when authoritarians panic? My goodness. Your president is a full-blown pedo. Holy fuck, says Liam Neeson. At what point do Trump supporters begin to think there may be something wrong? For someone who keeps telling us to move on and there's nothing to see, Orange Man is talking a lot about this shit. Makes me wonder. Wow. Let's see. One of his campaign promises was to release the Epstein files. When are you, MAGA, are going to wake up? He has excuses and lies for everything. He lies like we breathe. Trump is in the Epstein files. Sickening, he's lying and he knows he can fool his base. He thinks his supporters are idiots. Wow. I'm curious while we're doing this in real time. Trying to see if there are other updates as well. Backlash from people. This is shocking stuff. This is a quote tweet response to the Nick Sotor point. So Nick Sotor is a right-wing commentator. Trump just said Democrats made the Epstein files to smear him. I was naive in thinking he would actually expose this whole thing, but he's just another political pawn. Hard-right Republicans need to form a collective and politically take over the party. Clinton didn't make up the Epstein files which heavily incriminate him. Such BS. The gaslighting is real. Wow. So the files do exist. If you've been trained in investigative circumstances of any kind, my root cause analysis, this is an admission of guilt. The, quote, look over here to see our successes. The, quote, files were written by Dems. Look what we will lose. I voted for him. Elon Musk knew. I'm curious. Wonder what Elon Musk has had to say about this. Let's go ahead and open the screen. Talking about Grok. Looks like he has not responded yet, but that will be interesting to see how Donald Trump responds to this. He's lost the entire plot. We don't give a flying shit about excuses. Donald Trump at POTUS. We want the effing files released now. Wow. This is just a horrible look. I'm sorry, but I can't defend this, and I can't support Donald Trump if this is going to continue. Wow. Yeah, folks, this seems to be a full-blown friggin' meltdown. It really, really does. I'm stunned by this. I was gonna try Charlie Kirk. Let's try Charlie Kirk here. See if he's responded to this. He just basically regurgitates this. He doesn't actually issue a defense. Oh, the people are mocking him over his hypocrisy. Oh, so you have no criticism of this, Charlie, when, last year you're like, vote Trump to release the files? Charlie Kirk sold out Trump at his event by inviting the chief underminer, Tucker Carlson. What a vile statement from the man I voted for. I trust Trump with the country, but Bondi is not doing well. He's on the list, that's why. Wow. The logic is sound. You're telling me Dems did everything. So again, Lena Turner responded on this as well. Lame excuse. So folks, like, again, this is happening in real time. And again, the bulk of the reaction, the principal reaction from MAGA Republicans on Twitter. I mean, some are making excuses. Yes, sir, Mr. Trump, whatever you say, God Emperor. But many others are saying this is bullshit. This is bullshit. One is saying it's over 10 years and I'm a political nomad again. Yeah, so we'll be monitoring this, but folks, this is awful for Donald Trump, which I would argue is good for America. He is obviously panicked. He seems to be behaving in a way that suggests he's implicated in some way. He is panicked. He is insistently panicked. And he is choosing Pam Bondi over his fervent MAGA base. And again, it remains to be seen. MAGA has behaved largely like a cult of personality. Will they stay true to their Epstein-related principles? Will they demand accountability from Trump? Will they pressure him? Will they criticize him? Will they call him out? Will they do any of that? That remains to be seen. But as of this moment, I don't think Trump has helped the situation. But we will continue to monitor MAGA's reaction. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.